Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
Wherever you are in the world watching us in London, I'm Austin Okwapan.
All right, today it's not so much of a good day. I mean, earlier in the day, Diogo Jota happened, and then just this evening confirmed the story of Peter Rufai. So these two legends, we'll be talking about them on the show tonight, and also touch down on the countdown to the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, a new trophy has been unveiled by CAF on Wednesday night with all the legends in action. And also you have players who are also playing in this tournament. 12 countries are in it. Of course, representatives from those countries were on hand to also unveil that trophy. Asisat Oshola was there and Rashida Ajibade also part of those players. It's a brand new trophy, and of course, it's going to be historic if Super Falcons should win it. It's going to be a new trophy and also their 10th title. We'll be talking about that on the show. Now, of course, Portugal and Spain currently in action in Euros, and Portugal down by 4 goals to nothing. As at the time we came into the studio before the start of the game, there was a minute of silence for Diogo Jota, who died early this morning in Spain. Austin, yes, we will be talking about these two legends today and also touch down on women's football on the show.
Tough, I struggle to describe what has happened to football today. We lost a legend, Peter Rufai, aka Dodo Mayana, arguably the biggest goalkeeper that's come out of Nigeria. We'll never forget, belongs to that reputable class of 94, and I really don't know. With Diogo Jota, I was just saying to a colleague that we underrate being alive, because if I don't know how to explain it, so much happened with Diogo Jota in 1 month. Won the Premier League, won the UEFA Nations Cup, got married. He did his marriage just 10 days ago. And now he's no more, And it wasn't just him, the family, the money, two persons, his brother Andre was also with him, also a professional footballer, but hasn't gotten to the level of Diogo. We're still trying to understand that. And then Peter Rufai happened. And Cecilia, I struggled so hard. I just pray for his soul. Pray that the Holy Spirit, the comforter, will comfort his family. I'm hoping we get our next colleague who was part of the 1994 team and played with Peter Rufai right from 1992. Edema Fuludu is trying to join the show. I pray he comes in. Just to put some tributes out there for Peter Rufai, absolute legend of football in Nigeria, And Cecilia, you were right. It's a dark day for football, home and abroad. Whew, tough.
All right, it's a tough one. Damilola Onifade is right here with me in the studio. Damilola works with FRCN. Damilola, it's great to have you join us on a day like this.
Cecilia, it's nice to be here. It's been a very difficult day. Like Austin said, we're still trying to understand how life can unfold right before us. As far as Diogo Jota is concerned, this was a young man that was supposed to have a summer of his life. Won the Premier League, the UEFA Nations League, and probably the biggest title of his life, getting married, and just 11 days after. The story was that he was returning back to Liverpool for pre-season when that disaster happened. As if that wasn't bad enough or big enough for a day like this. To now hear of Peter Rufai just a few hours before we came into the studio was quite shocking. I'm still struggling to understand that this is real because it's a difficult one to take. It's a difficult one. If you ever met Peter Rufai, then you understand that it's quite difficult to take. A very lovable person.
Yeah.
Even if you're meeting him for the first time, you would think you've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
The way he easily relates. And he's always an interviewer's delight, as always willing to talk, always very expressive, and always very optimistic. And his love for Nigeria can never be questioned. 17 years of service for fatherland. And at 61, he took his bow. Condolences to the family, condolences to the NFF, to the football family globally. It's a very difficult day.
It is difficult, man. When NFF confirmed the story, I mean, the news was that the Secretary General of Nigerian Football Federation was really shocked about it. Now, these are pictures from 2017 in May, Channels Kids Cup, when Channels TV used to organize the Channels Kids Cup. So that's the Dr. John Momo, the chairman and chairman CEO of Channels Media Group, with Peter Rufai right there. He's a friend of the house. He's always there. All the years we're organizing the Channels Kids Cup. Anytime you call upon him, he is always there. And this particular edition was one of, I mean, the most memorable moments I had of him, was actually this one. Joyous, his usual self, his camaraderie, just a whole lot about this. I know Austin will have a lot to say concerning this one because he was right there on the pitch anchoring this particular edition, where Peter Rufai was right there. And of course, I mean, when you have the chairman himself scoring against Peter Rufai. So these are some of the memorable moments we have of him, at Channels TV. We're just wishing all his family, I mean, condolences to its family members. This is a trying period for them, and so many former players, have been talking about him, telling us how much of a miss he's going to be, even when he retired from football. Austin, that's you right there. At that time, the pounds were not really so much, but now it's much more than it is at the moment. So even after leaving football, he was always part of the game, administrative aspect, and also supporting grassroots football. I remember the under 13 championship it was actually, organizing, which was a yearly event at that time. Austin? Okay. Austin, we can't hear you.
I'm just saying that, Cecilia, you've just taken me back, and I remember that day so well in 2017. And Peter Rufai came to me and said, Austin, you edit that part that the chairman scored. And I said, too late, it's live on TV, And he, as you said, he's always there to support. He's a big advocate of grassroots football development in Nigeria. I'll hail him Dodo. He will say Mayana Dodo, and he used to call me grassroots aficionado. He will be missed. So when I heard this news, it struck me. It hit me so bad, because I have too many fond memories of Peter Rufai. I've supported him with his grassroots project. When I call him for the Channels International Kids Cup, he will say, Austin, say no more. I'm right at your back, and I just pray that, God will accept his soul and grant his family the fortitude to bear the loss. Let's go to Warri, South Nigeria. Edema Fuludu played with Peter Rufai, former Super Eagles player. Edema, good to have you join us on Sports Tonight.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Oh, what a night. I tell me, how did you receive the news of the passing of the legendary Super Eagles goalkeeper Peter Rufai?
So sad. Last November, Rufai was in Warri with me. We had I hope the network is good enough. You hearing me?
Yes, go on. Yeah, I can hear you.
There was this grassroots competition he came for. He was invited to join us, to make the kids see people who played the game to the level we played, and for them to be encouraged. And he was always willing to do that. He came in, and that was last November. No. Rufai's death is a shock to a lot of us, me inclusive. It was the last thing I expected to hear today. It's really a Black Thursday.
Tell me some of the fond memories you have of Peter Rufai as a teammate. I know he walked into the team when you were there. Walk me through 1992 till the Gold Cup in USA in 1995, because I know you were part of that team with Rufai.
Yes, we when he came in, he's always been a legend. Even, when he played for the local league, he was tops. As Dodo Mayana, Stationery Stores was one of the top clubs in Nigerian National League then, which is now the Premier League. And he's been a household name, for years. And he went abroad and, at a point in someone's career, you could have a downturn. You could have a low down. You could have a low point. And Nigeria was also interested in making sure Rufai gets back to shape because his presence always gives jitters to opponents. And so he came in, and between 1992 and 1993, we did play a couple of matches. We went to Thailand on a tour with Westerhoff, where we had him, had Aloyagu, had Wilfred Abonova relate to, Ike Shoromu. It was a lovely journey, and we played a lot of games in Thailand, traveled in Asia, and came back preparatory to Nations Cup 1994. That was when he became the number one again, because Wilfred was in the post at a point, Aloyagu was in the post as captain, and then it got back to Rufai in Tunisia. So he was the man that people actually loved. The grassroots people were calling for him. The elites were calling for him. But we had a squad where everybody was cooperative, and it was nice being together with such legends. And then, he played 1994. And then after the 1994 Nations Cup and the World Cup, we had to go to the US Gold Cup. This tournament that is hosted in the US, majorly after World Cups. And we played a couple of games against Colombia, against Venezuela. Who did I remember again? We played about 4 games or so. Dodo Mayana is somebody who is calm, a very calm human being. Outside the pitch, he's calm. Inside the pitch, he was like a lion. And so, in contrast, as a human being, I think that he's a well-groomed gentleman. He's soft-spoken, very soft-spoken. You won't know that this is Dodo Mayana until you get close to him. For those who see him from far, it may look intimidating, but when you get close to him, I often see him as a big bro who is calm, quiet, with a good mien, and talks politely to people. So that is how I know him to be a gentleman.
I know. Cecilia, do you have any question for Edema for letting him go?
I was just reading through how he started for Nigeria from when he made his debut as Green Eagles in the friendly match in December 1981, and then went on to win the Nations Cup with Nigeria. 1984, he won silver. 1988, also silver with Nigeria before the 1994 when Nigeria won the Nations Cup for the second time. Edema, you've talked, fondly about this man, that all of us call Dodo Mayana. What's the most memorable moment you actually had with him?
We came back from Tunisia. I see him more outside the field than in the pitch. As a really good gentleman, as somebody who gives advice to the younger ones in the team, those who came new to join him and those he met there. He's somebody who can settle issues. I remember in Tunisia 94 when we had some fracas about removing Westerhoff from the team. And that was something that wanted to, cause brouhaha in our camp. And funnily, the authorities called us to a room where later Emeka Omerwa, retired, was our minister. Was he? Yeah. So they were asking us, Westerhoff to go or not to go. And I heard Rufai clearly, because usually it's one-on-one or 2 people in the room at the time. And I heard him say clearly that, look, it is not for me as a player to determine who is in charge of coaching the team. That it is responsibility of the employers to take a decision. But as far as he's concerned, he's comfortable with Westerhoff. And I think that was a good thing to say to your boss who you believe can deliver for you. And we did deliver. So that is how I see him. It's a fond memory for me.
The final question for me has to do with, how do we remember this man, maybe immortalizing him? What way do you think the country or even the federation can actually immortalize a legend like this?
I mean, Rufai is not the first to have gone. And I think that these questions will keep recurring. You know, it's a recurring decimal. It happens, and people say, how do we immortalize him? We had Okwaraji. Christian Chukwu is gone. We had...
I know. We have the late Stephen Keshi. So best to get in Bay, Wilfred Aboni, Barry, a lot of legends have passed. And I totally agree with Edema. What has the country done? And we keep saying that we hope that the labor of our heroes past will not be in vain. Unfortunately, we've lost Edema. Edema Fuludu, thank you so much for speaking to us on the show tonight at short notice. Played with the legendary late Peter Rufai, late life. Cecilia, let's get on with the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one to take. I was happy that Edema Fuludu was able to join us because most of his former teammates couldn't even comprehend the story, the news when they heard of his death earlier today. And it was Waida Kanu actually confirmed that story to Nigeria Football Federation, telling them what really transpired before he died. May so rest in perfect peace. All right. We're going to talk about another one, Diogo Jota. That's the shocking one. It was just 28. As Austin mentioned earlier, so many things happened to him in 1 month. Winning the league, winning the UEFA Nations title with Cristiano Ronaldo, someone he idolized because he says actually his idol. And not just that, he solidified his marriage to his childhood sweetheart. They had 3 kids before he got married to her 10 days ago, less than 2 weeks. And of course, before he, just less than 24 hours, he posted on his Twitter handle about, had a picture saying that, that day of the wedding is his most memorable moment. And then next thing, a story coming out from Spain that he was no more. How did you receive the news this morning?
It was shocking. I was about going on air. I had everything prepared, and then the story just came, and for a moment I was destabilized because everything you have in your head just scattered. Yeah. You didn't even know how to put your thought together. You're not too sure whether that's what you want to break early in the morning, because it's quiet in the morning, or maybe you want to take it at the last story. So in the midst of all those confusion, it's for me, especially at 28, what it only confirms to us is that there is no promise of the next hour for anybody. Yeah. You just have to live with that realization and do the best you can at every given time. Yeah. What you have to do now, don't put it till tomorrow. Yeah. Get it done.
And get it done. No procrastination. That's what it is.
No procrastination.
That's what it is. We'll go straight to Liverpool now. Austin, you have Jean Leroy joining us straight from Liverpool.
Yeah, Jean, sporty greetings. Good to have you join us on the show. Jean, if you can hear me, I know it's a very difficult day. I've seen scenes from Anfield, everyone, mourning and, trying to give support to Diogo Jota's family. Can you explain the mood for me at Liverpool at the moment after they heard of the death of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre?
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. The city is devastated. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up really early in the morning and I work in the Liverpool city center, and you can feel it. Like everybody was not expecting this. It's a tragedy in Liverpool. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody is wearing today a Liverpool shirt. You can feel like the environment, how everything is sad. It's just sad. It's just a tragic news we got today. Diego Jota was really important in the Liverpool squad. Is really, really like the people love it. He have one of the greatest son over here. He was our super substitute. He scored 53 goals in 131 games for Liverpool. He got like a really good career because he played for Wolves before, Atletico de Madrid, and actually he's really loved every place like he play. He make a difference as a striker, and as you were telling, it's quite sad because it was like the best month of his life. He won the Premier League with Liverpool. He won the Nations League. He got married with his wife and 3 beautiful kids. And suddenly, like, this happened. And this is a tragedy. I went to Anfield as well, and yes, spend some time with some fun and talk and yes, and record some content for my channel as well, and pay condolence to Diego Jota. I left flowers, and so many people crying, so many people uh, shocked, because right now what we are is shocked. Something that I believe is well, in all this situation, I honestly believe, like, you have to see like the good things as well, like of the problem that what we have. And something that impact me is how unite, how we are all together on this, and how the community like respond to this. All the people from different teams and the Liverpool community all is in Anfield, are in Anfield, showing something, giving flowers, putting the shirt, and that is something that make you feel like really proud to be part of this.
Uh, Jean, I try to, understand why these things happen are very much devastating. But everybody that has spoken about Diogo has something good to say, right from his time at Wolves to when he got to Liverpool.
Okay.
He's your modern day footballer, coach's delights, super substitute. How bad will Liverpool miss him?
It is amazing how all of the people is on this. I think it's something like it's a lesson for everybody of us, and we need to be together. Liverpool squad, they were looking for a striker, and that is something like right now. I think we cannot think about it. Liverpool actually uh, is gonna remove the number 20. No one is gonna use the number 20. Diego Jota, for all of us, for all the fans in Liverpool, he was an excellent player. We love Diogo Jota. All the players are devastated. All the players talk about it. They like all post after post. I think is getting into everybody of us, and the people in Liverpool is feeling. I think people is singing, people is there, people is like living in this moment, because right now the only like we can say to Diogo is honestly like how much we appreciate it, how much is gonna be missed, and I think that's what the people is doing right now. Is actually doing that.
Yeah, they actually are doing that. Final question from me. I mean, I know according to a Portuguese news agency, they're saying that the burial will take place this Saturday in Porto. But Liverpool, is there something they're doing, concerning funeral apart from having that his jersey worn?
Hello, sorry, I
Okay,
didn't catch that.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that, yeah, Jean, we're just trying to know what are the plans from Liverpool as regards the funeral rites for Diego that you've heard about.
At the moment, nothing. They cancel like the sales of the ticket because it was one planned for tomorrow.
Yeah.
They are gonna. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. It's gonna be some ceremony in the next days. They are probably gonna put like a big ceremony for that first game against Bournemouth. That is gonna be the first game of the Premier League. But at the moment, I do not manage like any information like recently. I'm pretty sure because all of this is the fans are the ones that are doing this at the moment. So Liverpool is helping. Liverpool is
Yeah.
posting. As I say, they are not gonna. No other player will use the number 20. That
Wow.
that was Diego's number.
I know. Thank you
Right.
so
Yeah.
much. I know this was really difficult for you, Jean. Thank you for speaking to us. We will continue to monitor the updates as regards the death of Diego Jota and his brother Andre. Thank you so much, Jean.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.